Hello, guys. We're live again. Oh my god! I know we were meant to be last night, but I was having technical difficulties, so it was like, oh my god. So I'm just going to share out, and I hope everyone's well. How are you, Mr. Richard?
I am absolutely fantabby-dozy.
Oh, that's what
More,
I like.
more of the
Your
dozy
music
than
to my
fantabby.
ears. Definitely music to my ears. So I'm just going to share out just now, guys. Obviously, we'll get a few people in. So how was your week been so far?
My week, I had just had 2 weeks in Devon,
Oh,
and I went to the Witches Museum at Boscastle.
oh,
And
you're
last time
making me
I went to
jealous.
Boscastle, I was there actually for help because I was with the Environment Agency when they had
Oh,
that big flood, and I couldn't get anywhere near the buildings that I was going into because it was all underwater. So
oh,
it was
gee.
quite nice to go down and have a look. And I saw there was actually a witch called Willow. I think I sent you a picture.
Oh, I did see that. I thought you were referring to "I'm the Witch." I was like that. Yeah, cheeky midden you. But that was pretty funny because as soon as I seen it, you know my sense of humour. I was like, "Ah, right, is that what you think of me?"
No,
So we've got one person in. If you could say, if you can
who's
comment,
who's
so
the,
we know that you can hear us.
who's the one person? There's nobody. Oh,
Oh,
it's
because
William. Hey, William, you all right, mate?
hey, William, how you doing? Mr. William, I love Mr. William. Um, let's So apart from that, so you went all that way. So how did you enjoy it at the museum?
It was fantastic and very energetic as well. Well,
I can
energized, should I
imagine.
say? And then a couple of days later, I went to the Jamaica Inn, and
Oh, did you
that
see
was
Karen?
buzzing. Who?
Karen?
Oh, Karen Besson.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I didn't see her. She'd gone home.
Oh, I can
But
can't see the comments for some reason. I don't know what's going on tonight with restream. It's just been a huge pain in my backside. Um, I'll read the comments as I'm going. There's two people. Now, guys, tonight we are doing quite a different spin because usually we would do films, but that was half a William and half a film. We usually would do sort of like films, but Richard suggested something different. And he suggested about talking about Ghostwatch. Now, I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen the show. You, Richard was just telling me backstage that you can't get it anywhere. You really can't get it anywhere. So it's
I
like one
think
of the ones of, oh my god, can you get it anywhere? So Richard is going to tell his point of view of Ghostwatch, and I'm
it's
going to
good of you, is it?
point of view because he's watched it, and I'm going to tell you about my research of it and what personally I think. Um,
Bear in
so
mind, I was 14 at the time.
what?
I was 14 at the time.
14? Come on, be honest. You were a spring chicken.
I was 14 at the time. I'm now 47.
So, what was Ghostwatch? You tell us about Ghostwatch.
Right, Ghostwatch was a British television drama, and it aired on Halloween night in 1992. And it was presented as a live documentary, supposed to be a documentary, and featured well-known TV presenters like Sarah Green, Mike
Yeah,
Smith, and Michael Parkinson.
yeah.
And the story just revolved. It's crap. Nice one, Will.
That's weird because it's not coming up in the side. I'll leave that up tonight, guys. So William says, "Hey." William says, "Come through loud and clear" from The Alchemist.
It's crap.
William says, it's crap. So,
cheers. Yeah, and it revolved. It was supposed to be a haunted house, and it was presented in such a way that it seemed to stir people up and give them panic among the viewers, and credited as one of the earliest examples of found footage style horror on television. But they only had 2 warnings that it was a spoof.
Right.
One was at the very start.
Yep.
And one was at the very end. If you missed the start, then you had to watch it all without being known it was a spoof.
Right.
And if you didn't get to the end, you wouldn't know it was a spoof at all.
Oh dear. So it was one of those type of shows.
Yeah, and the helpline, if people had seen anything or they were feeling anything or they're getting feelings about the show, that failed on the night. It was the same number as the children's TV number on Saturday TV program. It was a 0800 811 8181.
I still don't know how you can remember that. That's like 1992 to 25.
Because when you watched the shows on a Saturday, it was sung to you. 0800 811 8181. And of course that gets in your head and you can remember the number. I think I'm sure it was the number for Jeremy Kyle as well.
Oh my god.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it was something like that. Easy.
You're some man.
Something like that. But yeah, it was you can watch, the only place I've found you can watch it is if you go on YouTube, but you have to go through some got to be careful what I say now because it's a Scottish woman that's doing the talking.
Yep.
And you've got to sit through about an hour and a half of her just going explaining everything.
Yeah.
But you don't see anything. There's no like clips of the film.
Yeah.
I think there's two. And she talks over all that. Apparently one where Sarah Green gets dragged into a cupboard. No. And one in the that was it. They've got an actor, I forget his name. He was in the background and you could see him in the curtains.
Craig Charles?
No, Craig Charles was outside with the public.
Hey, no,
excuse me, I got a bit of a cough.
William stays because the comments are flying. I was in nappies laughing my ass off. Not really. Ghostwatch was just. Sorry guys, the comments are coming that quick. Hi Noreen. Does your guest? He's not my guest. He's my co-host. Have an old grandma who passed because she's with him, and I can see her face. She's on the right hand side. Oh, sorry, left hand side.
Yes, I have an old grandmother. I do have an old grandmother, and she has passed, and she's with him. On what side was she with me?
Irene,
this side.
Left hand side. Irene says.
Left hand side. This side.
Yeah, left hand side.
Yeah. Mind you, it might not be a grandmother. It might be the woman that died in this flat. In my bedroom.
That could
in my bedroom, she died of a heart attack.
Oh my god. It could be. So what was so scary now? I've researched Ghostwatch. Obviously I can't find a copy of it. But what was so scary about Ghostwatch that made people have PTSD and really get distressed?
If you watch the clips, you can see how people got to, and me, I fancied Sarah Green as well. Oh God, yeah.
I take it
Mike Smith was a lucky man, a very lucky man. But anyway, enough of that. Yeah, this actor that hid in the background, he just appeared and if in places that you wouldn't even think, and you could watch a clip of it, and you wouldn't see him
Yeah.
unless they put a box around him and showed
Right.
you where he was, and you're like, oh shit, there he is. I thought I was just a normal person, but no, he just appeared and then disappeared.
Right.
Same in the curtains, in the bedrooms, and different rooms that he appeared in. And people were ringing in and saying, I can see this face in the curtains there. And they were going back to it and they were checking it out. They even had a proper parapsychologist there saying, yeah, they could see that, and that's in that place there, and they're drawing a line around it. And they were all in on it. But because it was put together so well,
Yeah.
it drew everybody in.
Yep, that's what William's saying. It was just unexpected at the time. No one saw it coming, basically.
Yeah. It was the first ever sort of paranormal show on the TV.
Yep.
I'm talking 1992. This is before Zach Bagans, and we know how shit he is.
Yeah.
My personal view, that is. If anybody else gets offended, then sorry, but I think he's a beggar.
Listen, I totally agree. Hey, Mary, how you doing, love?
Yay!
Irene said she said that take care of yourself, but she's watching over you. The elder lady who passed in the house, she hangs out in your bedroom. This lady is definitely different, and I see her like I could see Willow's face. And William says the BBC got slammed too. Guys, I'm sorry if we're jumping in and out the comments tonight. It's because I can't actually get them up. So I've no got Tourette's. I've no grown Tourette's overnight.
Are you sure?
Well, that's
Well,
debatable. That's
to
debatable.
be fair, guys, anybody who's watching, she hasn't abused me yet, so she can't have Tourette's.
I do you know what?
Normally, I get a mouthful of abuse just
You're
in the
you're getting
in the green
off
room.
slightly tonight because I'm tired. But yeah, I think what gets me is I can understand that people. I mean, how real it was. For what I was told, the documentary um, led many viewers to believe that the events were actually real.
Yeah.
And the BBC was blown up that night with phone calls from frightened viewers. Among them
Mhm.
was actually Parkinson's elderly mother. Um, and the
Yeah.
British tabloids and other newspapers criticised the BBC the next day for the disturbing nature of some of the scenes, such as Green's final scene, where she is locked into an upstairs cupboard with the howling ghost, and Parkinson's eerie possession scene.
Yeah. They did take it a bit too far. But it was very, very well put together.
I can
And
imagine. And you think
they've
about
got they've got to they've got to expect such a backlash that they got.
yeah,
Because they got that backlash, that says to me that they were very successful in what they did
yeah,
because they got the result they wanted,
yeah.
and it
Um,
was on Halloween night as well.
Well, that's it. But you think about it, where Halloween was made to be scary. Halloween was
Yeah,
made to be spooky. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And I'm glad that we're talking about Ghostwatch. I really am, because it is a subject that I've been fascinated with. Why? But then you think back in the 90s, no one was talking paranormal.
they've
No
had
one
something
was.
like 1.2 million phone calls and
Oh,
complaints
holy
about that in one night. I mean, that says to me that they were successful in what they wanted to achieve.
Well, Irene says Zach needs a lesson in paranormal lessons. What's not to say to spirits? Well, exactly,
Yeah,
Irene.
yeah,
Um,
and
and
everything is not a demon.
oh, I am sick of hearing that
Like a
word.
teacup. Teacup's not demonic. It's a
So,
poltergeist, not demonic.
William said BBC later admitted that it was all made up. That's the
Oh
thing.
yeah, they said it was made up at the start. They said this is a spoof. At the start, they said this show is a spoof.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see the start. I was
Uh,
about 5 minutes late, so I didn't know it was a spoof until he got right to the end. But by that time, I was shitting myself.
Yeah.
because my dad was tapping the pipes because they came across this ghost they called it Pipes. H Pipes it was Harry Pipes or something, and every time he was around, the pipes would start banging in here on the pipes. Of course, my dad's next to the radiator, so he's just tapping the radiator, going dun 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 on the radiator, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what the was that?
Yeah.
And he said, I think we've got the pipes here. I think, oh no, it's just the heating coming on. And then he'd start tapping again, and I'd be like, no, that's not right. That isn't. That's coming on. I said, if you hear Harry Pipes, please knock the radiator. Of course, my dad goes, 1, 2. He said, yes. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
You think, right, we're now in 2025, right, and
Mm.
paranormal's a big thing. And I have wished MN would admit the same. This is very true, William. I'll give you that.
I wish they
Um,
would, yeah.
Irene says TV shows went drama, and sometimes it pops up. Geez, if they saw what we do, they would be running the opposite direction. Very, very true, Irene.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to look at the psychological effects, right? So we're now in 2025, and my question to the people who came forward and said that they have psychological effects, if they watched it now, would they feel the same as what they felt in 1992? Now, I'm going to talk about a couple of people. I'm going to remain them nameless. So, there was an 18-year-old factory worker who suffered from learning difficulties and died by suicide 5 days. Strong viewers' discretion advised, guys. After the programme aired, the family had suffered with a faulty central heating system, which had caused the pipes to knock. This gentleman linked to this activity in the show caused him great worry, and he left a suicide note reading, "If there are ghosts, I will be with you always as a ghost." His mum and stepfather blamed the BBC. They claimed that the gentleman was hypnotised and obsessed by the programme. The BBC Standards and Commission refused their complaint, along with 34 others, as being outside the remit, but the High Court granted the permission for a review and for the BSC to hear their complaint. Now, that screams to me that, this show must have been pretty messed up for
I
some.
can see why he did what he did because when the Pipes part came in, that's the only bit that I actually remember from '92 is the
Mhm.
pipes and the way it scared me. And
Yeah,
I'm an investigator anyway, so nothing scares me. I'll just get intrigued by it and go
yeah,
towards it and get more from it. But yeah, I mean, if they told me the devil was over there, I'd have to go over and poke the bear. So you
yeah.
really the
I mean,
devil? You really the devil
it,
or not?
it must have been that bad for somebody to then go on and take their own life. God rest his soul. At such a young age. It's such a young
From
age, and I suppose when you look at these programs, and sometimes they I would say some of the shows are not very clear on what the standard is. Parky looked drunk near the end. I can only imagine, William. I've never actually seen this at all, which is quite gutting because I would have loved to have seen this show that caused such distress, and it also caused PTSD in children. Both 10-year-old boys, they stated that their first reported cases of PTSD caused by a TV program. Responses to the article described a further 4 cases in children aged between 11 and 14, as well as one case in an 8-year-old that stemmed from watching Casualty. And if nobody knows what Casualty is, it's a UK British show that used to run for years. Um, that was medical. So it just shows you, guys. Um, Irene says, when we lived in Suicide Condo, it did something to my eldest son. He doesn't want anything to do with the paranormal anymore. It damaged him mentally and physically. I couldn't do anything for him. He is 30 years old now. He's an empath, and as a mum, I couldn't help him. Sometimes it's a higher realm, shall I say, that can help him out in that one. William says Parky saw a spirit, he had a brandy.
Yeah.
I bet you had a large one, a very large one. Going back to Irene, I hope your son is okay now. I really,
Yeah.
really do. So we're in 25, as I said, guys, and there's a lot of films out there. I mean, you look at Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that's the top one in my brain. Banned for all countries for 20 years for the graphic of what people seen. Now, people that have never seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it was a film about a gentleman who killed people with a chainsaw. And
Was
the
he from
family
Texas?
were a bunch of cannibals.
Was he from
What?
Texas? Was he from Texas?
Yes,
That's why it's Texas
it was.
Chainsaw Massacre then.
Oh,
Yes.
see, you're a pain in the arse. Um,
I've got it. I've got it.
so basically, you're an arse. So there's basically been films out there, right, that have been banned for, I'm really glad, Irene. I'm really, really glad, honey. I mean, there's films that have been banned out there for 20 years that are reappearing, like the Texas
Mm,
Chainsaw Massacre. You've got the Clockwork Orange that was also
that
banned.
was weird. That was. I
I
saw.
watched it once
I
and I was
didn't
like,
see.
no, thank you.
I didn't see Texas Chainsaw Massacre 20 years ago, but I saw it when it got it was unbanned and released, and I couldn't see what people were moaning about. I don't know. I can't understand why it was banned. Because to
Well,
me, it was just
it was.
it was a bad horror, and it was exactly what you want a horror to be.
I
I mean,
think
it
back
wasn't.
then you didn't have like nowadays you can get away with certain stuff in horrors now more than what you
Yeah,
could 20 years ago.
yeah.
Because a lot obviously it's very, very graphical, and the
Mm.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre was very, very graphical. I watched it when I was 9. It was my first horror movie, guys, and it was talking about banned films. Now I didn't sleep for a week after the Texas Chainsaw Massacre because I was sure that there was going to be a guy coming in with a chainsaw. The Driller Killer was a banned film. Do you know what? We will talk about banned films. It'll be upcoming some point
Yeah,
about banned films because I just think, yeah, 20 years ago you couldn't get away with such things. And I think
thing is,
the
20 years ago, the CGI or AI wasn't around, was it? And because everybody's got used to that
well,
being around now,
hi Robert,
and
how
what
you
you can
doing, love?
create yourself, it's more acceptable now. So I don't know why they don't just
Yeah,
unban the
yeah.
Ghostwatch
I'm
thing.
saying 20 years ago, or this about maybe 40 years ago. I'm saying 20 and then realising, Louise, that would have been 2000, stupid. Um,
Yeah,
Irene says, I could go swimming after I saw Jaws and we swam in the Pacific Ocean. Well, you're a brave woman because I would have been absolutely like, under the water every 2 minutes. Um, but do you know what the weird thing is, Irene? I actually want to go into a cage and
no,
basically go down with the sharks, but I would never ever be released from that cage. I just
if you're
couldn't.
going to go in with the sharks, then no, that's a big no in my view. But me sister did it, and she said it was the best thing she'd ever done. But it was the most frightening thing she's ever done.
Yeah,
And she knew the sharks couldn't get her because they're in this cage, obviously. But when you've got a great white coming towards you with its jaws open and it's snapping,
yeah,
you're just like, whoa, 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 whoa. And it's actually getting the cage and dragging it round.
yeah.
That's when it
Believe
hits
me.
home.
Uh, William said there was a video film thing called Redemption Films that did a lot of banned films. I need to check that out, William. Irene says, come and visit me. Oh, Irene, don't tempt me. I want so bad away for the UK, to be honest.
I can't
But
go. I can't wait until I get my passport and I can get away from the country for a bit
yep,
and
yep.
just.
Robert says, I still won't get in the water, sharks and crocodiles in it here. I still wouldn't use the bathroom in Australia because I would be too feared in case a snake came up and bit me in the arse.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't go to Australia now because I'd be
No.
checking underneath the loose seat, everything, and I'm like,
Oh, no, no, no.
is a snake going to come up through the bloody through the tube and bite me on the arse or something like that?
So, see, when I did my research as well, quote me if I'm wrong, Richard, the story was actually based on the Enfield poltergeist.
No.
I thought it
No,
was.
well, there's some of it you can relate to Enfield Poltergeist with what was happening with the children and the
Yeah,
levitating and stuff. But there was nothing. There was nothing in there that did any levitating or anything like that. It was.
um,
I would say it'd be more like when the lights go out
yeah,
to do
yeah,
with 30th Drive. It was released at 30th Drive, and
30
it's
strikes.
more along that sort of line where you get things like knives
Yeah,
appearing on the stairs, where you get things thrown down the stairs. It's just
yeah.
it's more like that than it is the Enfield. Um, I'm trying to think. I wouldn't put it towards the Enfield myself
No.
because you
Eileen
did.
says the samurai. What? Sorry, Richard, don't you go, my love?
No, the samurai warriors were worse than that, and they died on the mountain, and I got overcome with it and got very sick. But yeah,
Oh, my Eileen, I wish I could give you a used cuddle. Robert says toilets have red back spiders and snakes. No, thank you. I will keep my bum off the toilet.
cheers, Rob. Thank you.
Not a chance. But yeah, you're giving me the fear already, and oh no. But it's just you think to yourself that how one TV program can cause such a stir.
It was like hysteria, wasn't it? Everyone was like stirred up. It was in the newspapers. It was like in every newspaper, all the tabloids, everything. Even made like the Independent and those. And it was basically more because of the backlash on the BBC. How
Yeah,
could they do this? How could they do this to people? But
yeah,
the reason they got out of it kind of more lightly was because they put spoof at the start and they explained it was spoof at the end.
yeah.
But if you missed both of those, you wouldn't know.
Well, this is true. I mean, you look at films, right? Let's go into banned films because I think this is quite a good topic as well for the banned films. Poltergeist was made on native lands, and the spirits got very
It was,
angry
yeah,
when Spielberg got the skeletons and the coffins in the movie.
yeah.
Oh, Irene, that's not good.
He did. He brought the skeletons of people that were in the area and had been dug up, obviously.
Uh-huh.
And he got the coffins and he brought those as well. And it did create a lot of paranormal activity, especially on the people that were in the show.
I can imagine.
It was I don't know why he did that, but he was a brilliant director.
He was a brilliant. I loved that. Do you know
But
what? Spielberg had really, really good movies. Quite a good
oh
film
yeah,
to
yeah.
name.
And the
And I,
next one that I can relate to Spielberg is like I was saying before when I was talking to you before in the green room. It was oh what did I call it? What was that director's name? I was quite quoted. James Wan,
Yeah.
who does all the I've even forgot those names now. All the Conjuring movies and
Yeah.
the Devil Made Me Do It and all that lot. He is a very, very talented director. He is the bloke to be watching out for, because the one Conjuring movie that he didn't direct, you could tell he didn't direct it
Yeah.
because it was crap.
Yeah.
And then all the other ones, it's like, yeah, it's done by him. He's absolutely brilliant.
Yep. William says, like the Skeleton Key film. Since we're going to go into banned films, we might as well talk about banned films, because there is quite a lot of films that have been banned and then re-released. So
Oh
we're
yeah,
not... On you go, my darling.
there's loads of them.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah. I mean, where do we even start? Cannibal Holocaust. There's one
Oh
film
yeah,
that I can think right off the top of my head. And like, do you know, Nick told me never to watch that film, and I did, and I wished I hadn't now. And there's another example of a film that was like Ghostwatch, people thought was real.
yeah,
And I think there was people charged because of that film. Because of it, it's very graphical, very violent. It really got bad with a great deal of controversy.
hmm
It's one of the, what they call it now is video nasties. I really like that
yeah,
word, actually, to be fair. But it was a 1980 film. Um, for everybody that hasn't seen Cannibal Holocaust, um, it was basically a film that you watch once and you definitely don't watch again. It was a 1980 film, and it was directed by a gentleman. I can't even pronounce his name, which is great fun. It starred Robert Ketterman as um, Harold Moreau. He puts a rescue team into the Amazon rainforests
yeah,
to locate a crew of filmmakers that had gone missing while filming a local cannibal tribe. And from what I've seen, um, honestly, of it, I was very disgusted, because the film went way, way, way beyond um, what it should have been. William says redemption films produce really dark movies. Some were very bloody. I can only imagine. I'll tell you what film that I thought was really bloody and was the perfect idea for a horror movie was Terrifier. That's the most
yeah,
gory that I have seen a horror movie in a long time. In a very long time.
yeah. They've got the Human Centipede too. That was refused classification in the UK, but it was okay in the USA and places like that. But in the
Right.
UK, they wouldn't have it, and I
The
can't see,
humans on you
can't
go,
see
my
why.
love.
I can't see why it was refused and denied UK release. Is it because we're all softies over here or something? I don't know.
I don't know, right? But I have watched Human Centipede 1, 2, and 3.
Mm.
Now, I watched 3 just recently because I didn't know they'd done a third one, and I had to put on my big girl pants to watch it, because I find the little guy, I'll call him the little guy,
Yeah,
I find him freaky, really, really freaky. I mean, it was like one of those ones that I was like, oh my god, Human Centipede 2. Now, since this Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I have had no horror movie that's took me off my feet.
no.
Human Centipede 2 really
Mm.
freaked the shit out of me. And I think because it was black and white, and it gave you that really, really creepy style.
Yeah,
And
black and white as well. Black and white gives you a really creepy style because you can't see anything else apart from black or white.
yeah,
But if it's in colour, it sort of brings it to you and you can see what's going on.
yeah, yeah.
But black and white, it's just a very dark, shadowy type feel. And you think, what's going to happen next? Oh my god.
I can feel my tensing up right now, and I've not watched it in ages. But when I did, it was like, oh my god, this guy is giving me the creeps. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies. It's like, oh my god, please end. So I watched that, and then I watched three. Three was I found three was not as bad. It still had its moments,
Yeah.
but I, I don't know where the thinking was to have basically now everybody that hasn't watched Human Centipede and who's squeamish, I suggest you don't watch it. Basically, in the film, people get um, basically stitched up for the mouth to the anus. So I really, really suggest if you're squeamish, don't watch it. I mean, there's William saying watch Hellraiser, that will make you vomit. I've watched Hellraiser. I didn't think it was actually
I
that.
didn't find that very horrifying, to be fair, the Hellraiser. It was just, you could sort of predict what was going to happen or
Yeah,
the way they were going to look. And it's just seemed too so, but like with the, what is it, films that do a 1, 2, and a 3. One is good; it gets you interested because it's got what you wanted. You're hooked with number
yeah,
one. They
yeah,
do a number two, and they think, well, we got away with that with this one. We'll just up the ante a bit, and they get a little bit of flack.
yeah.
And then third one comes out because they've got that little bit of flack. They go right back to, I mean, pansy status, and the third one is never any good. It's always a letdown. You
I've
get
got to
two good
say,
ones and then
yeah,
one letdown. But if you're watching like the Warrens with your sort of your Conjuring House and all that sort of stuff, every film has been good apart from the one that James Wan didn't direct, which I do believe is The Devil Made Me Do It.
yeah.
I think, and it nothing, and it was it just wasn't. It just didn't have it. Didn't have that scare factor.
Mhm. Yeah. I'm going to quickly read Irene's long one before it disappears. You should see the. I can't pronounce that, so it's going to be the Highland Forest.
Inunaki Maroi.
It's based on a true story. Many legends have come out, and my husband knows where it is because he grew up, and all the kids know about it. It's very interesting and haunted. You have to pay to watch it, but it's a place where no law exists and you can't go there alone. There is a tunnel that's closed that's next to the forest. The movie has subtitles and it's creepy too. Can I just say, right, I am quite a fan of foreign films because they're
German
just
pornography.
don't you be cheeky or you'll get one in the chin.
Ah,
Um, I
just give me 2 minutes.
I love foreign films because there's one that I remember that was in French and it translates to them and it's about a husband and wife that gets terrorized by children and they make it so freaky. The lighting, everything. It's one of those ones that you sit and you look about yourself and you say to yourself, "Oh my god!" But it does get your heart racing. The Ring was good. I loved the Ring. I actually only seen it this year, William. To be fair, because what I do is I skim films for a while before I actually watch them. But the Ring, I've got to say, was good, definitely. But if you are a fan of different films that are abroad, there is quite a lot out there, guys. Even the rec films, they're really, really good as well. For obviously watching. while Mr. Richard's away, I will start about I Spit in Your Grave. Now, that film is by far, I can understand why it was banned. I can understand. I have seen clips of it. I will not watch it fully because of its material. Obviously, strong viewers' discretion advised. Obviously, I Spit in Your Grave, which was actually had a different title. It was actually known as The Day of the Woman, but they changed it to I Spit in Your Grave. The film actually tells of a woman who's a writer in New York who gets revenge on her four tormentors who actually sexually assault her and leave her for dead. And it was banned, and I can see exactly why it was banned. Willow, I will take you there. My husband knows where that is. It sounds really good. Children of the Corn, William. I've never actually seen that. Never actually seen that. That's another film that I'll need to add to my list. The film actually still is really it's highly it's highly even spoke about today. I Spit in My Grave because it's been considered one of the worst films to ever been made. Even though it's been deemed a cult classic, but it is one of those ones I can understand why it got banned. But these films are being released down the line. It doesn't matter whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years. People are still releasing these films, and that's where I think as time goes on and the things that you can do and can't do, obviously, is different from what you can do nowadays. There's William. I mentioned a bit about William's film that he spoke about earlier on because I looked it up just to see what it was kind of about. The driller killer, an artist, slowly goes insane while struggling to pay his bills, working in paintings, and care for two female roommates. So I can understand looking at it why it was actually banned. Chucky was banned too, and that doesn't surprise me. That really, really doesn't surprise me.
Children of the Corn.
Yeah, Children of the Corn. Do you know that's it's the second time I've heard about that film?
It wasn't banned, was it? Was that banned?
These old films are a gem to watch. Aideen says.
Right.
Even The Flesh for Frankenstein was actually banned. The movie was actually prosecuted. It was passed with 56 seconds cut in 1996, released uncut in 2006. So it actually shows you. And apparently it's about Barney Frankenstein creates two zombies, one male, one female, planning to mate them in order to create a mass race. In the United States, the film was marketed and presented in the Space Vision 3D process. It was too explicit, and it had sexual and
It
violence.
was, yeah. Irene says Chucky was based on the real haunted doll, which it was, yeah.
Was it not based on Annabelle? Chucky, or am I thinking of something else?
No, it was proper Chucky doll.
Right, okay.
Because Annabelle was like more of a female orientated doll with the long blonde hair, whereas Chucky had ginger hair, went sort of everywhere.
No, no, I never thought that. I was like that. I thought that. So I'm just having guys tonight.
The possession as well. The Possession, that was banned.
So look up zombie flesh eaters, Willow. I'll need to as well. Do you know what? I love watching these films that are banned because I love to see what is so bad that these films get a ban.
Yeah.
And some of the films that I've watched, I've not watched fully because it comes to a scene that I think, oh yeah, I can understand why. But obviously there's so many films that they release, but they cut out. This is the ironic thing, right, guys? Is they'll ban these films, they'll re-release them, but they'll cut them at scenes, and it's
Yeah.
like, what the hell? So you've actually got to look somewhere else for the uncutted version. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh my god. If you're going to let a film back out, at least leave the scenes in that is that bad.
I can see a film that Robert wouldn't have watched because it was refused classification in Australia, and that's a Serbian film, and that was due to its graphic content.
What one was
So
that?
it's called a Serbian film or a Serbian.
Ah,
It was refused classification in Australia.
oh,
So Robert wouldn't have watched that. So yeah, Robert's got no story on that at all.
yep. Uh, Irene's true what she's saying. Hypocrites and church members dislike horror movies because they think it's satanic. This is what
That's
pees me
it.
off.
But the devil only comes from the Christians. The Christian faith has developed your your devils, your gods, your devils, your angels. All angels are demonic because you got Satan. He's a fallen angel. The devil himself, probably Satan as well. Whoever
Yep.
is which one's which, is a fallen angel. So
Yeah.
it's come from up there
Yep.
where God was, but God thought they were too bad, so he just dropped them down. But it all comes from the Christian faith. Christians have the Bible, the way that's written. It basically tells you in the Bible that everything bad is an angel or a follower of the Christian faith.
Yep.
But I don't want to speak out of turn, but myself, I'm not a Christian. Well, I was christened, but I
Yep.
don't follow the Christian faith. I I don't. As a paranormal investigator, it's quite strange because I don't believe there is anything like the Bible,
Yep.
and I don't follow that. But if I'm in a situation where I feel a bit uncomfortable, I do ask for help from a higher source when I'm out there.
Yeah.
But I don't ask for God. I ask for God, the Creator,
Do you know what?
because
There's
that
a
is
lot
the
of
only
people
one.
who is like that, Richard, like myself.
Yeah,
Um, I found myself going, and I speak openly about this. I found myself going back to Christianity, because I've lost a lot of people, and that's when I start to reach on and say, well, really, but like yourself, it's a God, the Creator. Don't believe everything you read in the Bible, Richard Lowell.
I
Um,
don't. I don't read it.
um, but apart from that, I get what you're saying. I mean, the next one that I've found is the house by the cemetery. A New England home is terrorised by a series of murders. Unbeknownst to the guest, that a gruesome secret is hiding in the basement. Now, it passed with over 4 minutes cut in 1988, re-released with 33 seconds cut in 2001, and released uncut in 2009. In the UK, the film has a history of problems with the BBFC over the years. Are you
Sorry.
okay?
Yeah, yeah. I just
The original cinema version was heavily cut with edits to the poker murder and the slashing of Anne's throat, and this print was later released on the video prior to the UK's Video Recordings Act 1984, and then it was banned as a video nasty. Now, the film was made official in 1988, though the print had been pre-edited by 34 seconds, and then additionally cut by 4 minutes 11 seconds, with further cuts to the opening stabbing, the bat attack, Norman's throat being torn out by Freudstein, and tracking shots of mutilated bodies in the basement. The film is again released in 1992. This was heavily cut, removed 7 minutes 27 seconds of the footage. You wonder, why do you cut these films? Because it's going to be, there's not going to be a film. By the time that you do your cuts, you're like, holy shit.
They must have cut a lot of it out, because if you think Ghostwatch was banned in 1992, yet they re-released this other film in 1992 with 7 minutes cut out of it. Were those 7 minutes really, 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 really bad?
Yeah.
Or on the PTSD level?
Oh, do you know what, guys? It annoys me, because I think to myself, right, if you have got a nervous disposition, right, right, I can give a words at the night, stick my teeth in. I think, why do you watch these films? Why would you put yourself through something like that to watch a film? William says, seen that film some years ago when it came out. Irene says, we call the Grim Reaper here, as they called the Angel of Death, and you are lucky enough to have the Angel of Death to take you to your next destination. It's not a bad thing here. It's a stigma that Western culture has. Do you know what? Everybody has their different cultures, and different cultures have different beliefs. Do how things are done, which is not always a bad thing. So what else can you think is a banned film?
But La Llorona, that was almost banned. Almost banned.
Why?
Because it's a woman seeking to drown children.
Right.
And it was the way that she did it was quite you could expect what happened, but it was the way they got rid of her, chasing around with a shotgun and blowing holes in her and everything. It was just really weird. But they cut a little bit of that film out to make its classification.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can totally get that. William says, shouldn't have banned Ghostwatch. You should have put it in the comedy section. Lol.
They should have done, yeah.
See, be honest.
Just put it in paranormal comedy.
See if they can cut films, right, by however many minutes and seconds. I think they should bring Ghostwatch back and cut it by many minutes and seconds.
By about 1 hour and 59 minutes.
Oh, well. Then you would have absolutely no show.
No.
Absolutely no show.
I would put that back on as it was, because to me now, I want to watch it. I'm ready to watch it, and it's stuck in my mind since '92. And every year at Halloween, I'm thinking, oh, what was that film I watched in so time? Oh yeah, Ghostwatch. You look for it, you can't find it because it's been banned.
I know.
But it's just come to a point now where I really want to watch it, but you can't find it anywhere.
I bet you, right? Pound to a penny, right? See if somebody made a You Show You Ghostwatch the exact same way that Michael Parkinson did in this day and age. I bet you there would be absolutely no problem with it. Zero problem with it.
I might do a Dutch Courage Ghostwatch.
Oh, so you want to get banned off the air? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I might just try it, just see what happens. Because all you've got to have is somebody tapping some pipes on your central heating.
Yeah.
A bloke appearing in places that he's not supposed to be. And people going, I've just seen something. Oh, who just pulled my top? Oh, who did this? Oh, who did that? And that's it.
Yeah.
I'm sure Gary can handle that.
Don't even get me started on that.
I'll give it to wear a ginger wig.
I'll tell you, see if there was one person, see if we were in a horror movie, right? Me and Gary, he'd be the first person I'd put up for killing.
Yeah, first one at the
Seriously.
stake.
Hi. I wouldn't save his ass. William says, I prefer Michael Aspel's Strange But True. I've never actually watched that, I don't think.
Yes, I have seen that, and it is a lot more better than Ghostwatch.
Uh,
Definitely.
uh,
Strange
I,
but true.
I can pretty
It's
much.
it's more like what is it on the Paranormal Files where people send in their paranormal clips and they ever talk about it and debunk it or not debunk it and think, well, that was strange, and it's like something that Jack Osborne did with the Ghost Brothers,
Yeah,
that type of thing. They send stuff in and they have a chat about it and everything. It's like, well, that was weird, and then they all win an award at the end, like who had the most horrifying clip that they
yeah.
showed. It was put a bit of a comedy bit onto it as well, which I think with the paranormal you've got to have a bit of comedy because if you're laughing, that creates energy and gives the energy to the spirits and they perform better.
Yep, I do. I totally agree. Irene says Ghostwatch, the King's Brothers were good shows. Never seen it, Irene. There is one other film that I did watch myself, and I watched it when it was just released, and that was The Last House on the Left. That was the film in 1972. Two teenage girls heading to a rock concert for one's birthday tried to score marijuana in the city, where they were kidnapped and they were brutalized by a gang of psychopathic convicts. Sorry. Now, it was cut by 31 seconds in 2002. And it was passed uncut on the 17th of March of 2008. The film was censored in many countries and was particularly controversial in the UK. Surprise, surprise. The film was refused a certificate for cinema released by the BBFC in 1974 due to scenes of basically sadistic and violence. During the early 1980s, home video boom, the film was released uncut. Um, Obviously, it was gory free scene with the comedy cops and the end credit roll. As a video that did not fall under their remit at the time, this was changed again to a video nasty scare, which started in 1982. Led to the Video Recording Act in 1984. This then turned into a banned film. The film remained banned throughout the 1980s and the 1990s. However, it had built a cult reputation in the UK, plus critics such as Mark Kermode began to talk about the film as an important piece of work in 2000. Then that was when they got the chance. But the film was given an 18 certificate with 31 seconds of the cut. That was in July the 17th, 2002. It was released in DVD May 2003. And the cut scenes were viewable as a slideshow extra on the disc. And there was actually a web link to the website where the cutscenes could be viewed. William says,
Right.
bring back Arthur C. Clarke, Mysterious World
This
2.
world.
Those was the days. I can only imagine. But as I said, there's so many films. I'm actually going to make a part 2 of this next week, guys. Talking about more banned films because I find it rather fascinating how films could be banned back then, but the
What I
really
find fascinating is what I've just seen is there's a film. Remember the film I was talking about earlier that was banned because it didn't make the UK classification. They banned it in the UK, but it was released in America.
Yeah.
And then you got one that was banned in Australia, but nowhere else.
Yeah.
But there's one I've just come across, which is called the Antipophagus. I think that's easy. Antipophagus, yeah. And it's about a group of friends and a hitchhiker become stranded on a tourist island where they're stalked and disfigured by cannibalistic killer
Oh,
who is prowling in
is that
the island
the
to kill its
other name
residents.
it has is that no wrong turn?
No,
Is it no wrong turn? Oh, sorry, I thought it was wrong
no.
turn.
The film title is Antipophagus.
Oh,
Mhm.
right.
Yes,
Irene says people are
Antipophagus.
scared of paranormal shows. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So, what was the film about?
It was about a cannibalistic killer who was prowling the island and killing its residents.
Yeah.
But it was re-released again with 2 minutes of pre-cuts as the Grim Reaper in 2002.
Do you
So
know something?
they changed the name of it and cut 2 minutes out of it, and then it was released in America
Do
and
you know
everywhere
what I've
else.
learned tonight, guys? The UK don't have a sense of humour,
They
and they
don't.
don't like horror movies.
It's like we're all
Because a
fucking
lot of the
pansies.
films, a lot of the films we've been talking about tonight come from a UK ban.
Yeah,
It's like, what the? No wonder we're getting laughed
that's
at.
it. You know why? It's because it's run by the Christian faith. It's run by Christians. That's all
Um,
I'm going to say. We're all pansies. We're all sort of bowing down to whatever. Like Keir Starmer will make a decision, do something, and then a couple of weeks later, oh no, I won't do that. I'll do something else, and then
do you know
totally
what?
fucking us even
Obviously, he wasn't born in that era. Iris says, but I think it's fascinating, and most of them are based on a true place. And Iris says, oh, they need to get a life. Hi, Robert. How are you doing this week? We're actually just rolling up, guys. So what we'll do is part 2 next week, Bant films, because I still want to have this discussion and look at many other films that have been banned.
more.
Probably starting for the UK again, which is quite ironic.
Most of them are in the UK.
So on Thursday, William, we're talking about your favourite subject on Thursday, which is frequency. I know you like to talk about frequency and energy and things like that. On Friday, William, again, we are talking about witchcraft and Alistair Cowley. It will be an interesting one. A lot of pornos got banned. Robert, well seen that you've
A
been.
lot of my pornos got
He's
banned.
been really good tonight. William says it's only FYF is fiction. We love you too, Irene. It's always great to see you, my love. So we'll be talking about obviously that. On Sunday, guys, I'm doing a special show myself. I have a gentleman called David Latala coming on, and he has got a team called 11 Paranormal. Now, what I've decided for next year, guys, is that I want to go a different direction. For the last maybe couple of years that since I've been getting guests, I've always done people that are well known in the paranormal. Now in 26, I want to take that road a bit differently, and I want to get people on who are just starting out and
Yeah,
just
totally
starting.
agree with that.
Um,
Totally agree with
so yep. So guys, if you are a team or if you are a freelancer or whatever and you want to go out in the paranormal, please reach out to myself. My name is Willow Morgan. Oh,
that.
Richard, I'll get you out there, sweet cheeks. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. You'll be one of my guests on the show.
No,
Um, But definitely, guys, please get in touch or reach out to N.W.S.M Multiverse Network. You can private messages and offer to come on to the show. We will quite happily have you because obviously I think sometimes the little people get missed out, and I think it's time in 26 then to shine. Definitely, guys. We are now on Spotify, we are now on YouTube, and we are now on TikTok, guys, all with the same name. So it's N.W.S.M. It sounds like something else there. Multiverse Network.
EDSM,
Aye,
Multi-Universe Network. Yeah.
See you and Robert, you're ruining the show. We are there, guys. If you have these platforms, please come and follow us by all means. But guys, please have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow night in the Mystical Carousel show. And it's on. I know I'm dragging your ass through the woods.
It's all right. That's all right. I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday now.
I have got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday.
Well, I can be on Sunday if you want me to.
Well, if you want to come on, more than welcome. They'll be saying that there's the gobshites back in the telly. What are they doing?
The kids will fucking moan at me, but another big talk.
Sorry, kids, for stealing your dad.
They've gone now. They've gone. Mother's gone and picked them up.
Oh, that is good. That is good. But
very good.
guys, we will catch up soon. Bye, everyone.